Yo, I got a message to all young collegiate athletes aspiring to play professionally one day. Go to a program that genuinely wants you. Go to the program that really wants you there. Don't go to the school where they cool on you being there. They alright with you being there. But they ain't mad if you were to leave. Don't go to the school where if it's a guy that's just a tad bit better than you, they're ready to push you out of the program and convince you to transfer. Because those things do happen in collegiate athletics. Now, I myself was not a collegiate athlete, but several of my close friends were collegiate athletes. A couple of them played Division I. My cousin played professionally overseas basketball, and he played Division I basketball, Big East, and then MAC conference. One of my other friends had a stellar career playing basketball at a mid-major and is playing overseas in Italy, doing great. So I know about the game. I've seen it firsthand. I've seen kids go to these big schools, go to the Syracuses, the Kansas, the Michigan States, and get buried in the bench. Buried. Because maybe they weren't just ready for that level yet. They got in there, but they really weren't top talent, you know? So they're going to a program where McDonald's All-Americans are coming in consecutively. Okay, you know these group of freshmen coming in, they coming in to play. They coming in to go to the league and move on. Then they got another group of freshmen coming in. It's a machine, essentially, the program. Like a Kentucky, like a Duke, like a Kansas, like a North Carolina, like a Michigan State, like a Michigan, right? And you know you're not McDonald's All-American level. You going there, it's not going to bode well for you. I'm not saying you should shy away from competition. I encourage everybody, there's nothing wrong with competition. But at the same time, you got to be realistic. You got to know, hey, I'm not at that level yet. I need to go to a program who cares about my player development, who cares about honing my skills and my craft to become a better player every single year, and cares about me being a professional player. Go to a program that cares about getting you to the next level. And those programs are the programs where you can play when you get there. You play when you get there. You're not waiting until your senior year and playing sympathy minutes because it's your last year and they're giving you the sympathy minutes. You're not waiting until your junior year to play because, okay, you're one of the few upperclassmen and the coach just doesn't trust the freshmen yet. No, because the moment he trusts the younger guys, they're going to play over you. Right? Because maybe you're not as skilled or talented as them, and the coach is not investing in you, honing your skills because, hey, he's counting on the other guys. That's why, kids, I feel like you should go where you're wanted, where you can grow and develop as a player. Oftentimes in the hood, I see, and kids get caught up in this a lot, right? Let's say you're in high school, and you're doing well. You're doing well, but maybe you're in an area where the talent level isn't really deep. So you're putting up big numbers, but you know those numbers don't really translate to you possibly really being a Big East ACC type of talent, right? But you go there anyway. No. That's a mistake because your skill maybe doesn't translate to those conferences quite yet. You were just going against underwhelming competition and you were excelling. You should go to a school, a mid-major, where you can develop, you can grow. You got time to grow and mature into an actual player because the coaches are invested in getting you better because they're trying to get you to that level. They don't have all these All-Americans where, look, it's pressure on that coach to succeed immediately. So he don't got time for you to try to develop and try to get you where you need to go. Yeah, he can show you some things. He can teach you some things. But he expects you to be at a certain level. And if you're not, guess what? You riding that bench for eternity, essentially. That's why I encourage players to go to these. Don't be ashamed to go to a mid-major. You know, kids, when you have a successful, a high school career, and you know you really ain't at that level yet, don't convince the kids in the hood, the people on the block, yo, go to Duke, go to Michigan, go to Kentucky, go to Kansas. Everybody go there. They don't know what the hell they talking about because they're not on the court. You know your gifts. You know your skills. You know, I'm not saying you should shy away from competition, but at the same time, if you know your skills does not translate to that level, don't do that to yourself, right? Because essentially those same dudes on the hood that you think gonna clown you for going to a mid-major school will clown you even worse because you sitting on the bench at a top program. And I see kids would rather go to a top program just to say they playing for Carolina, they playing for Florida, rather than play, rather than, build your career and blossom into something special. I watched one of my best friends, Kiefer Sykes, play at University of Wisconsin, Green Bay, a mid-major school. When he committed to go there before his senior year, because Kiefer's senior year in Marshall, he was averaging over 20-something points a game. But his junior year, he averaged like 10, 11 points because it was a balanced scoring load because his team had other scorers. One being one of his close friends, Alfonso McKinney, who currently plays for the Golden State Warriors, right? But Kiefer went to Wisconsin, Green Bay, and dudes in the hood like, what? Looking at him like he crazy. If he wasn't going to the Wisconsin Badgers, it wasn't solidified. And he like, look, I'm going to trust the process. I'm going to go to this mid-major where I know I can play immediately. And I know I can get better and better, and I can develop. And he did that. By the time he finished, he was like for real. He was one of the top guards in the country. Going to Chris Paul camps, like average 20 a game, doing special things, leading his team to wins over Virginia, over Marquette, over Miami. They only lost about 3 points to Wisconsin, in which he had 32 and had a dunk at the opening tip-off. And his career, he's able, because of that great career he had at Green Bay, where he was able to develop and grow as a player through 4 years of playing, great plans. He was a starter all 4 years. He was able to accumulate stats and grow as a player to where his overseas looks was tremendous when he finished school. His resume was stacked, and overseas teams wanted him because he was able to showcase what he could do consistently. If you buried on the bench, your average is 2-3 points because you just want to play at the big program and rock all the big-time gear that Oregon got, and you ain't playing, no agent ain't going to want to take you seriously because they cannot showcase you. They cannot, you're not attractive in the marketplace for talent, in the market pool for talent, because you got 3 points a game because you chose to stay at that school, that big-time school you knew you had no business staying at. That's why the young players, don't be ashamed to go to these mid-majors. Don't be ashamed to go play at the HBCUs. Go somewhere where you can play and you can make an impact. And because we see it, man, we see even in college football, right? We got the young boy. What's my young boy, man? That played for the Bears, man. Running back for Bears, man. What's my man's name? Oh my God, it's killing me right now, right? Went to NCAT. I'm finna look it up right now. It's gonna kill me, man. Tariq Cohen. Tariq went to North Carolina A&T, a historically black college. I'm sure he wanted to go to these big programs, right? He wanted to go to the top programs. Probably wanted to go to UNC. Wasn't able to. Small guy. But he flourished. He went where he was wanted. Was able to establish a solid career. So where the Chicago Bears picked him up, and now he's had a great career, start to a professional career playing with the Bears. Same thing for basketball as well, man. Go, and these other sports as well. Go to where you can play. Don't get caught up in playing for the big names, playing for the big name coach, and you sitting on the bench where you can't produce, you frustrated because you went to that school because you wanted everybody to know I'm going to Wisconsin. The Badgers. I'm going to Ohio State. And you knowing you really not Ohio State talent because where you from, the talent is underwhelming and you was able to average them 20-some points because you're not playing nobody. Go somewhere where you know you can grow as a player and you can establish yourself. That's my advice to the young players, man. It hurts my heart because even in Chicago, right? Young Charlie Moore, man. Charlie was at California, balling out, wanted to play at the big level because he wanted, he wanted to get to the next level, essentially. Charlie is really, really good, right? I think Charlie is like a fantastic player. But he went to a program, now, Kansas, get a lot of TV games, a lot of exposure. So he probably thinking, if I play the same way I played at Cal, here, I could probably expedite my process in going to the league. But he was at a program where McDonald's All-Americans always come in. And at the end of the day, Bill Self had to play them young boys, the McDonald's All-Americans, over Charlie because they were the McDonald's All-Americans. And now I believe Charlie can play with the best of them. But these young kids probably were projected to go to the league. He got to play them boys. Charlie gets those sparing minutes where he can't get in rhythm, can't get into the flow of the offense because he's not handed the reins. He's not able to play that long. He make a mistake. He getting out for the other guys to get their shine, the other McDonald's All-Americans. So he's frustrated. He can't get into a rhythm. He doesn't have a good year. Now he's transferring to DePaul. And maybe that's where he should have been after he left Cal in the first place. Because he's going to get the reins at DePaul, and he's going to be able to do his thing. Same thing. Other kids that probably can't qualify academically or can't go to, they don't get the big time offers, go to Chicago State. Young Lance Irvin, I believe. Lance Irvin is the coach there. One of the Irvin brothers from the prominent Irvin family. Shout out to the Godfather. Rest in peace to the Godfather. Rest in peace, rather, not shout out. Rest in peace to the Godfather of Chicago basketball, Mac Irvin. He comes from that cloth, the coach at Chicago State. Chicago State D1. Just because it's on King Drive, don't let nobody in the hood discourage you from playing there. Go play there. It's Division I. You play great talent. You get great non-conference games. Go play there. Kids, go to them HBCUs. HBCUs often have the best non-conference schedules because people feel like their competition in conference is not that strong. So they get them, the chance to get them big money games and play against big competition in the non-conference games. You're going to get the big teams. You're going to be able to showcase what you could do. And they will find you if you're good enough. But you can only put yourself in good position to excel if you're playing and you're growing as a player and you go to a program that cares about you developing as a player. And hopefully they can probably develop you to get to the point where you can play professionally. So at the end of the day, young kids, young people, go where you're wanted. Go where you're genuinely wanted. Don't go to the big name because it's the big name and you get forgotten about or essentially turned into a role player like I've seen happen to a lot of different players. Peace.